Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Greetings, family, and welcome back to Raising the Vibe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit about what I've been doing during my hiatus from YouTube. I initially decided to take like the month of December off, and I anticipated that I would come back to social media at the start of the year because I stopped co-hosting my podcast. I stopped doing TikToks, which I'm pretty active on. I just kind of let social media lay dormant. And so not only did I stop creating content on social media, for the most part, I stopped watching it too. So I was no longer watching TikTok. To the extent that I watched any YouTube videos, they were spiritual. Now, I've always watched spiritual videos, but it went in a whole nother direction in terms of researching, learning, diving deep, and sort of moving away from some of the conscious YouTubers that I typically would watch. And so essentially, my plan was to relax, restore, rejuvenate, take some time to reflect, and come back all new and raring to go for the new year. But it sort of slid through to the end of January, becoming like a 2-month break. But here I am, and I'm glad I'm back. And I'm happy to report I was able to really productively utilize my time away. I began a daily meditation practice. Now, I've always meditated on and off here and there, but lately I have been doing so daily and reaping the benefits of that. I've also begun adding to my crystal collection. I've always had crystals, amethyst, whatever, but I've begun researching the various properties of other crystals and adding to my collection. For example, here is my rainbow quartz that I'm wearing, which elevates mood, grounds you, and I'll be talking about some crystals and things of that nature moving forward. During this period, I also established a number of other really beneficial habits. I've started journaling, I started taking spiritual baths and using incense and essential oils, getting into sound bowls. Another thing I did was to turn my sitting room into a sacred space so that I have a place to go and engage in these spiritual activities that I'm now participating in. I've always saged, but I kind of feel like I sage more now than ever. I also do Palo Santo. I also started delving more deeply into my spiritual study, looking into various things, going down a little bit, delving further, more deeply to find out how to use herbs, oils, crystals for healing, manifestation, just really getting into my spiritual journey, taking it to the next level. And the really big thing here is being consistent about it. And I think that that is something that is new and that I definitely intend to continue in 2022. So overall, I would say that I have greatly raised my vibration during my hiatus, and I've learned a lot of things that I'll be sharing with you because, of course, the ultimate goal of this channel is for all of us to raise our vibration. So to the extent that I've learned anything or begun any practices that I think would be helpful for the Raising the Vibe family, certainly I'll be doing videos on those things moving forward. But the one thing that suffered during this time is my workouts. And I am the workout lady. I'm the certified health coach who's into health and wellness and what we're eating and all of that sort of thing. I continue to eat more or less well, primarily fruits and vegetables with grains and fish and seafood. I'm not eating meat or doing anything crazy, but the workouts. I definitely need to get back to those. That's part of the reason I did my cardio challenge, which I made a short about and put on the channel. I typically will do challenges from time to time, but this time I needed the help too. So I'm gonna get back into my workouts. Of course I lift weights, so the cardio I will do as a challenge, and then I'll add to that weightlifting to make sure I'm getting a good workout. And then, stretching, yoga, the whole nine, getting back into my workouts. And so one of my main goals for 2022 moving forward is to balance everything, to make sure I'm working out, doing my social media platforms, continuing with my spiritual practices, and also working, my job that I have as a lawyer and any other business endeavors I'm doing, being a mom, a friend, all the other things I do that all of you do as well. But just finding that balance. And I have no doubt that I will be able to do that as I move into the new year. I'm looking forward to it, in fact. So 2022 should be an interesting year, and I'm planning to take you all along on the journey with me wherever that will go. Now, of course, I'm a multifaceted person, as are all of you, and so there are other things that I've gotten into over this period as well. One is to really begin to look into my ancestry. As many of you may know, there's a lot of back and forth on social media these days as to whether the blacks in America are indigenous to America or from Africa via the transatlantic slave trade or what. And so I, having traveled to Africa a couple times last year, decided to look into my ancestry, and I've been finding out some really interesting things, which of course, I'll be sharing, and I'll continue to do research into that. I want to go back for probably at least 5 generations and just understand really, who am I? Where do I come from? What are the influences from the various parts of the world, including this one, that have shaped me? And so, that's a journey that I'll be sharing as I have interesting information. And interestingly enough, I also started studying Spanish again. That's something that I did a while back, but my goal this time around is to get conversational. Spanish is spoken in all of the Americas, including North America, and that's where I am, in the Americas. And so it makes sense for me to learn that language to be able to communicate with the people in North, South, and Central America. So I don't know that there will be any videos on that, but it is just something to note. I've undertaken some business ventures and opportunities, and as those become relevant, I will share those on here as well. And of course, I'll share traveling. I still intend to travel. I'm still into all things Black, human rights, preserving our rights and our freedoms and all of that. And even Africa. I already put up one video interview about Africa. I have another fellow African American who recently traveled to the Gambia and now co-owns a business there. So I'm looking forward to interviewing her and sharing that with you. And wherever the journey takes me, one thing in particular I came across on my bookshelf, the very first book that really got me to open my eyes as to what's going on in this world, the lies, the fake history, the symbolism, all of that sort of thing. And I'm going to go through that again and share some of that, what for me was life-changing information, because it sent me down the path of seeking the truth, and that truly has changed my life for the better. So that's it, just a quick update, and I would absolutely love to hear what you guys have been up to, how the new year has been treating you so far. If you would care to drop a comment, I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel so that you can see other videos as I post them. And until next time, peace and love and light, family.